Are you fed up with your pregnancy? You're hot and tired and heavy and you just want it to end. In this video, I want to show you how you can really enjoy the last weeks of your pregnancy and why it's such a powerful time for you and your baby. So often women are getting either worried about the birth, anxious about the birth, focusing a lot on the birth, or they're just feeling heavy and tired in their body. And it's like, yeah, I just want to get this over and done with. I want to meet my baby. But actually, you're meeting your baby now. From the moment of conception all the way through pregnancy is a time of getting to know your baby. And it's really good to see even the last few weeks is a deepening of that connection. And yes, maybe your body is tired and heavy, but again, working with your body and knowing how to rest and how to look after yourself will serve you well for birth, but also in the postnatal period. Pregnancy and birth and postnatally are a continuum. So what you do now in this current moment will help you in all of those phases. My key message of this video is enjoy and value the moment that you're in and be fully present with it. So in pregnancy, in your third trimester, it's a deepening of your connection with your baby, and it's also helping your baby to prepare for birth. So one of the most powerful connections we have with our baby is through touch. And so when you're pregnant, even if you can't feel your baby can feel you as early as 7 weeks. But in the third trimester, the movements are very obvious for you and also for your partner and other siblings. So it's a really nice way to get them involved in the process as well of connecting with your baby. Your baby's not just coming into your life, but the life of your family. And so encouraging touch and massaging your abdomen and connecting with your baby is really powerful. And then when after birth, when you're touching your baby with massage or shiatsu, you'll see how your baby responds and is already familiar with your touch. And that's such a beautiful moment. And even in birth, you can be aware of how your baby responds to touch. Movement is another really core part of how your baby gets to know you and how you get to know your baby. So as you're moving around, you're also helping your body, your baby's body, become aware of movement and position, and it helps them also preparing for life after birth, but for birth itself as well. Helping your baby through you moving is helping your baby develop and grow. So the movement isn't just for you, it's also for your baby. Other senses are sound. Your baby hears your voice, so singing songs, having music. This also helps baby be reassured during both birth and postnatally when they're used to obviously the sound of your voice, but all the other sounds around you. So be conscious of what sounds you can introduce that are relaxing for you. Maybe some days you want to be more relaxed, some days you want to be more stimulated. Also light. In the third trimester, your baby starts to open their eyes, and they distinguish between opening their eyes is around 26 weeks and being aware of light and dark is around 30 weeks. So when you're in the sun, your baby's aware of sun. Get as much natural light as you can. Expose your baby to sun and darkness, and that will eventually help them being aware of different rhythms that are going on in the world. And you can enjoy the sun for yourself. Taste and smell. It's really amazing how a baby's taste when they're born is fairly developed, and their sense of smell too. And so what you're tasting and what you're eating goes through to your baby, and they're in the amniotic fluid, they're absorbing what you're tasting and smelling. So be conscious, expose them to beautiful natural smells, food that's healthy and nourishing, and knowing that your baby can identify your milk from another mother's milk at birth. Their sense is already very developed. So now thinking about your own body, all these things are helpful for you. Touching yourself and honouring your body for all the beautiful things that it's doing to support your baby and you, and how much it changes. So touch for yourself, massaging your breasts, preparing them for breastfeeding, but also being in the moment and feeling what you need to do. Perhaps also moving your arms, stretching your shoulders. And when your baby's born, when you're breastfeeding, you can do the same kind of movements, and your baby will also respond to those movements after birth. So touching and moving and shifting, and then you can hold your baby and move your shoulders, do lots of nice movements to help your lymphatic system to release tension in your shoulder. Also holding your baby over your heart after birth, but being aware during pregnancy of your heartbeat, the sound that your baby hears, honouring your heart and your connection with your baby. Touching your abdomen and holding your baby, I've already talked about that. So now movement is also a way of helping your baby develop muscle tone, having a sense of where they are in space. I suggest that you don't, if you're going to sit on a ball, of course we have to spend often a lot of time of the day sitting, but it's really helpful to do lots of exercises, being on all fours, standing and leaning forwards, and this helps your baby have a bit more space to move. It gives them a sense of how to move around, but also it helps release pressure from your lower back, which is really helpful. And many of the movements that you'll find helpful at the end of your pregnancy will also be helpful for birth and also postnatally. All fours isn't so good in the early postnatal phases, but you'll have tuned into your body and what your body needs. And this is really important, is honouring your needs. So honouring your needs in pregnancy, especially if it's your first baby, is relatively easy to do. Remembering that you are already a mother, but if you honour your needs, you're honouring your baby's needs. And you may feel, well, that's quite easy, but once my baby's born, it's harder. But exactly, that's why it's good to set and establish a nice self-care practice, tuning into your body every day of your pregnancy, and that will help you tune into your body during birth and then after birth. Often people focus so much on their baby outside their body after birth that they forget about themselves. And it's always much better if you've already had this connection, you've focused on this connection, being conscious of this connection throughout your pregnancy into birth. Often people forget about their baby during birth itself. No, still keep listening and talking to them. And then after birth, ancient Chinese, I think, is a really beautiful phrase. If there is something the matter with your baby, if your baby's agitated or stressed or not well, first look at the mother. You are their support. If you're anxious or tired or stressed or not looking after yourself, that will impact on your baby. So using the pregnancy to really honour yourself so that when your baby's born, you remember all the things that you did during the pregnancy that supported you and your baby. It begins now in the pregnancy. Every day of this pregnancy is a way of getting to know your baby, and you'll never have this intimate space again. So really use it, enjoy it. If you need to rest, if you're tired, honour that. If you need to stretch, honour that. But use it to tune in to you and your baby, and then you can continue to do those things postnatally. And I hope that you enjoy getting to know your baby, and don't feel now, when am I going to meet my baby? When is the birth going to happen? Just enjoy every day as it is for all the gifts it brings, and that will be the best preparation for birth and the different needs of being a mother after birth.